Okay, let's continue our exercise. We wanted to circle the suitable words, equal or unequal. Okay, now what about that square? That square divided into four equal parts. Four equal parts, so it's equal. What about that shape? That square باينة قوي. Unequal parts مش equal خالص. Unequal parts. And what about that? Yes, that square divided into four equal parts. So circle equal. Okay, what about that shape? Unequal, bravo, unequal. Because each part not equal the other in shape or in size. What about that circle? That circle divided into two equal parts. So it's equal. And what about that? Of course, equal parts. Yes, that. Circle divided into four equal parts. Let's take another example or exercise. Now at that exercise, we wanted to color the shapes that have equal parts. Okay, okay. Look at the first circle. What about it? That circle divided into two unequal parts. Two parts مش زي بعض خالص. Not equals. What about that triangle? Yes, that triangle divided into two equal parts. So, color it. Remember, we color the shape that have equal parts. Now, what about that circle? Yes, that circle divided into two equal parts, so you can color it. What about that triangle? Yes, that triangle divided into two unequal parts. What about that? The circle divided into two equal parts. What about that square? Yes, that square divided into two equal parts. Okay, so color it. And color the circle, of course. What about that circle? Also, that circle divided into two equal parts, so color it. What about that square? That square divided into two unequal parts. Don't color it. What about that circle? Yes, divided into two equal parts, so we can color it. What about that square? Divided into two equal parts, so we can color it. But that circle divided into two unequal parts مش قد بعض خالص. So don't color it. What about that triangle? That triangle divided into two equal parts. So color it. Okay. Now let's know how can we name the fraction or call the fraction. ازاي بعرف الفراكشن ده؟ Okay, as a number. Okay. Look at the first circle. What about that circle? That circle divided into two equal parts. أهو اتقسمت لجزئين قد بعض بالظبط. So the whole parts equal 2. The whole parts كل الأجزاء هنا just 2. But how many colored؟ في كام part ملون؟ Just one part. Okay, so it's one the fraction which represent the colored part الفراكشن اللي هو يعبر لي عن الcolored part equal 1 over 2. ايه ده ازاي؟ بنكتب دايما number of colored parts at the top and the whole parts down. That's the fraction. الفراكشن بيتكتب كده number up over في شرطة كده and number down. What about the upper number? The upper number called numerator. Numerator, okay? And that numerator represent the colored part only. Okay? يبقى فوق بكتب بس النمبر بتاع الكالرد بارت. في كام بارت متلون فوق. But down part الجزء اللي تحت called denominator. Denominator. What about the denominator? It's the whole parts. كل البارتس مع بعض. So it's 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Okay. Again بكتب الفراكشن ازاي؟ Like that. Number وبعدين dash اللي هي over and number down. النمبر اللي فوق هو number of colored parts only. Okay. But the down number النمبر اللي تحت بنكتب فيه الwhole parts كل الأجزاء بتاعتنا. طيب تعالوا كده نشوف مع بعض. What about that circle? That circle divided into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. Okay. So the whole number of parts equal 3. But there are just one colored part. Just one colored part. So it's 1 over 3. احنا اتفقنا فوق هكتب just the number of colored parts. هنا عندي just one part colored. وتحت في ال down part بنكتب ايه؟ the whole parts كل ال parts. أنا هنا عندي مقسماها ل 3 equals يبقى هنا هنكتب 3. So it's 1 over 3. عارفين يعني ايه 1 over 3؟ 1 represent the fraction and 3 represent all parts. يعني 1 from 3. يعني أنا أخدت 1 بس from 3 parts. Okay? 1 from 3. Okay, what about that? That circle divided into 4 equal parts. So the whole parts equal 4. يبقى the down number will be 4. But the upper number is the colored part which is 1. So it's 1 over 4. Okay, what about the next shape? That circle. That circle divided into 5 equal parts. Let's count the parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, 5 equal parts. So the down number will be 5. تحت بنكتب the number of all parts. But we have just one colored part. So the upper number will be 1. So it's 1 over 5. Yes, 1 over 5. What about that circle? Let's count how many parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that circle divided into 6 equal parts. 6 equal parts. So the down number will be 6, while the upper number is 1. So it's 1 over 6. 1 over 6. Huh? What about that circle? Let's count how many parts at that circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have 7 equal parts. So we will write 7 at the down part. احنا بنكتب تحت في الداون part A all or the number of all parts. But at the upper just one colored part. So it's what? Yes, of course, 1 over 7. What about that circle? That circle divided into 8 equal parts. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that circle has 8 equal parts. So all parts equal 8. but just one colored part. So it will be 1 over 8. Okay, let's take another example. How many parts at that circle? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 parts, but just one colored part. So what is that fraction? 1 over 9. Ninth. 1 over 9 or ninth. Okay, look at that. What about that circle? Let's count how many parts at that circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the number of all parts equal 10. But just one colored. So it's 1 over 10 or tenth. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, and that exercise, we want to write the fraction again. Okay, look at that shape. We have just one colored from 4 equal parts. كلهم على بعض equal 4 بما فيهم الكولرد. اوكي، يعني احنا بنكاونت كل البارتس بما فيهم الكولرد. So how many parts? How many equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. So down we will write 4, but just one colored part. So it's 1 over 4. Okay, 4. Yes. Okay. What about that shape? 3 equal arrows. 3 equal shapes. Equal in size and equal in shape. Okay? But we have just one colored. So it's what? 1 over 3. 1 over 3. Yes. Okay. What about that shape? Look at that. That shape. 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. But just one colored. So the fraction will be 1 over 3. Okay. What about that heart? Look at that heart. The whole parts equal 2. Okay, the whole parts equal 2. But the colored part just 1. So it's 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Okay, what about that shape? Square divided into 2 equal parts. But we have just one colored. What about the fraction? Of course, 1 over 2. اتفقنا بنكتب فوق just the colored parts. Okay, and down the whole parts. Okay, what about that shape? Yes, that shape divided into 4 equal parts, but we have just one colored, so the fraction will be 1 over 4. Okay, what about that shape? That shape divided into 2 equal parts, but we have just one colored, so it's 1 over 2. Okay, what about that shape? Yes, that shape divided into 3 equal parts, 3 equal triangles, but we have just one triangle colored, just one part colored, so it's 1 over 3. Okay, look at another example or another exercise. Okay, we wanted to write the fraction. Okay, what about that shape? It's a circle divided into 4 equal parts. So we write 4 here at the down. The whole parts 4. But we have just 2 colored. So it's 2 over 4. What about that circle? That circle divided into three equal parts. Three equal parts. So write 3 here. But we have just two equal parts. So it's 2 over 3. Okay? What about that circle? Let's count the whole parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 at the down. But there are 3 equal parts colored. So it's 3 over 8. What about that circle? Let's count all parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So write 8 here. Okay? Okay. Here 8. But count the colored parts. 6, of course, so it's 6 over 8. What about the last figure? It's a circle divided into 8 equal parts. So write 8 here. Yes, 8. But how many colored parts? 5. So it's 5 over 6. 5 over 8. Okay? I think it's so easy. Okay. That's the end of our lesson. Bye bye.